It's 2017 and Frank is moving into his new office. He's pretty excited because this new job comes with a high salary, opportunities to expand his network, and potential ownership in this firm going forward. It's a director role at this firm, so it comes with a fancy title in addition to the fancy salary and everything else. Now, on paper, he should be really happy because this is everything that he's wanted. In fact, his life is a complete 180 from his upbringing. Frank grew up in relative means, and now this is a situation where he's never going to have to worry about where the money's going to come from to pay his bills. He's never going to have his lights shut off. He's never going to have to worry about money. He can buy anything that he wants. But he's miserable. Despite accomplishing everything that he thought mattered or everything that he thought should matter, he doesn't find any joy. For example, Frank's new boss, he's a micromanager. A micromanager who wants to keep track of everything and have checklists for everything, and everything needs to be run through the boss and done the boss's way and only the boss's way. But Frank really values autonomy. Frank thrives in situations where he's allowed to get from A to B in whichever way is best for him. And he'll figure out new ways and better ways, and that's worked well for him in the past. But that doesn't work. The value of autonomy doesn't work with this micromanaging boss that he has. After accepting the job, he found out that there's an expectation of working weekends and well into the evenings. And in addition, the job only comes with 5, maybe 10 vacation days. But that's more than offset by the extra time that's expected to be worked. So that runs counter to Frank's value of adventure. He doesn't get to adventure anymore. And since all the employees at the firm are spread so thin, by design, because there's an expectation of serving the manager and proving how much you like the job and are appreciative of the job, there's no room for reading or learning new things or trying to gain new skills because you just don't have the time to do that. This new job satisfies none of Frank's top values. There's nothing about this job that really matters to him. He was just doing what he thought he was supposed to do. But it's far more important if he could have figured out what mattered to him and designed his life around that. Find out more right after this. Hey, it's Derek Hagan. I'm a financial therapist here with another Money Health presentation where we're going to talk about what matters and what matters to you. So Frank, the fellow in the story, he was over here. What's important to others, and there's some value that he placed on that. He did what he thought he was supposed to be doing. He never really took the time to figure out what was important to him, or if he did, to the extent that he knew that he valued autonomy, for example, he never took steps to design a life around what was important to him. So it's far more important not only to understand what's important to you and also understand what's not important to you, but how do you design a life around those things? Because here's the capital T truth. What matters to you and what matters to me, those can be completely different. And that's okay. What matters to you and what matters to me can and probably should be totally different. And that's okay because we can still be friends. Right? Different things matter to different people. Now, there can be some overlap, that this isn't meant to say that there should be no overlap between what matters to different people. The point here is that there will be differences, and those differences can be celebrated. Right, so this is the things that matter. That's the things that matter to you. That's the things that matter in general. This is really things that matter. All their other stuff here, that's stuff that doesn't matter. Now, there's things that don't matter to you, but there's things that shouldn't matter really to anybody. And I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, but how many times do you really need to check Facebook or other social media? Is that really something that matters to you in the grand scheme of things? Checking on your latest post, getting the likes, getting the shares, getting the followers. Is that something that really matters? Truly. We can get really clear about what's important to us, and then that gives us permission to know what is not important to us. Then we can get really clear about what's important to us. And to do that, I like you to think about kind of your personal values. Like, what kind of things are important to you? What do you hold dear? What do you value? And that's slightly different, but related to who do you want to be? What are your life aspirations? So think about that kind of person you want to be, and what do you need to do to become that person? Look back. Imagine decades from now, you're on your deathbed looking back on your life. Right? What do you want to be able to tell yourself that you've accomplished over those years? Right? So consider what's important to you. Consider the kind of person you want to be. Consider the most important things you want to accomplish over your lifespan. And use that to come up with something that's important to you. What actually matters to you? Because I'm going to show you this, because that was getting hidden. Use that information. What matters to you is going to help you design your future. It's going to help you design a life. Right? We're not here forever. This is open-ended because we don't know how long we have, but we know that there will be some time. The odds are in your favor. So what kind of life do you want? You only get a few dozen trips around the sun. Your time here matters, and your time here is limited. So what kind of life do you want? And that should be informed by what matters to you. And when you do that, this purpose that you're defining for yourself, especially with regard to your finances, I call it a financial compass, or this financial purpose that you're creating, it kind of serves as a financial compass. It helps inform what money is to do for you. What is money for? What do you want money for? Why do you earn this money? Why do you spend money that way? Why do you save this much money? What are you saving for? Right? This is how you're using money as a tool to inform the kind of person that you want to be. So this financial compass is like, it directs you, it guides you. And you might get lost. You might have to go around some obstacles. But that financial purpose guides you back to the direction you want to go. It's almost like the North Star, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. The North Star points north, so you can always find out which way is north. So you can get lost, but you can always look up and see the North Star. Now, that's not a perfect analogy, because that assumes you're traveling at night, but the compass will always point north and helps guide you to where you want to go. So spend some time, figure out what's important to you, what matters to you. How can you set up your life in such a way that you can live your life in accordance with what matters to you? And then how do you give yourself permission to let go of things that don't matter? Do that, and that's good money health.